are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Fucking fantastic. Look at this. That's awesome.
This is beautiful.
Welcome to Pushing Limits, Facing Consequences. Humans are wired to test boundaries, to push harder, go further, and break the rules. But every action has a price, and sometimes that price is massive, from viral controversies to daring stunts gone wrong.
But the origins of your fame lie in your brief involvement in the porn industry.
From internet legends who can't escape their past to people who played with fire and got burned, we dive deep into the stories of those who pushed too far, the thrill, the chaos, the fallout. Are you ready to see what happens when limits are shattered?
They walked in and gave me the script and told me what I would be wearing, and I said, you are going to get me killed. That was my verbatim reaction. I looked the producer dead in the eyes and said that.
I'm going to talk about someone you probably all know, at least if you're willing to admit it. Her story is a perfect example of something I love discussing: internet culture and how a person's image evolves over time. Imagine being known worldwide for something you did for just 3 months, nearly a decade ago, yet never being able to escape it. No matter what she does, her past always comes back to haunt her. I'm talking, of course, about Sarah Jo Chamoun, better known as Mia Khalifa. Born in 1993 in Beirut, Lebanon, she grew up in a strict Catholic family. She even has a tattoo of the Lebanese Forces cross on her wrist. In 2001, her family moved to Maryland, USA, right after the 9/11 attacks, a time of extreme tension, especially for people of Middle Eastern descent. She barely spoke English and was overweight, which made school life tough. At 16, she was sent to a military school where she met Wyatt O'Brien, a 23-year-old who later became her husband as soon as she turned 18. Beyond their age gap, Wyatt had some unconventional tendencies.
He had a very unhealthy porn obsession. It was to the point where we never had sex unless he was watching porn first.
After getting married, she enrolled at the University of Texas and focused on losing weight. She's given different explanations over the years about how she did it, but one thing is certain: the drastic weight loss affected her body, leading to breast surgery. With her new physique, she started attracting more attention. She moved to Miami and worked at a fast food restaurant. One day, while walking down the street, a car pulled up beside her. The window rolled down, just like in a mafia movie, and a man told her she was stunning and should consider modeling. He handed her his business card. Back home, she looked up the company and realized modeling actually meant working in the adult film industry. She mentioned it to her husband, expecting him to laugh it off. Instead, to her surprise, he was all for it.
Hey, how's it going?
To this day, she still blames her husband for pushing her into the industry. But in the moment, she made the call on that business card, and just like that, she was on set for her first video. She needed a stage name. She chose Mia Khalifa, Mia after her dog, and Khalifa as a tribute to her favorite rapper, Wiz Khalifa. What she didn't know was that she was about to shoot one of the most controversial scenes in adult film history. Why? Because she wore a hijab. She warned the producers it wasn't a great idea, but they didn't listen. The video went viral, making her an overnight sensation, for all the wrong reasons. Death threats flooded in, even from ISIS.
They photoshopped a picture of me onto another person's body getting beheaded.
Back in Lebanon, her parents disowned her. They only found out when CNN contacted them for an interview. Mia had hoped her videos would stay low profile. She never expected this level of exposure. Most people in her position would have tried to calm the storm, maybe even apologize. Not Mia. She leaned into the controversy. When people told her she'd burn in hell, she coolly replied, "Perfect. I needed a tan." Unsurprisingly, the backlash intensified. Some called her crazy, others warned she was playing with fire. But the controversy only fueled her rise. She wasn't just an adult film star, she became a pop culture icon. A student even went viral for writing his thesis about her. Seeing her growing fame, the company that produced her infamous scene offered her a contract. She later claimed she signed it under pressure, not fully understanding what she was agreeing to. 3 months and about 20 films later, she had enough. In 2015, she walked away from the industry. But by then, she had millions of followers. She was a household name, and she believed she could start fresh.
Have that right so far, Mia?
First of all, I was in the adult industry for 3 months, so you need to fucking fact check before you ask me to call into your shitty radio station. Goodbye.
We weren't supposed to mention that she was ever in porn?
Reality hit hard. Every interview, every job opportunity, her past was always the main topic.
Film star?
Frustrated, she tried to move on, but the internet never forgets. So she switched strategies. Instead of running from her past, she went on a crusade against the adult film industry, exposing its dark side and warning young women about the manipulation and exploitation behind the scenes. She reportedly made just $12,000 from her entire career in the adult film industry. Determined to move on, she tried getting into more conventional jobs. But no matter where she applied, people recognized her, shutting down opportunities before they even began. She briefly worked as a paralegal, but it didn't last. She even had a short stint as an accountant for a construction company. Eventually, she left Miami and moved back to Texas, hoping for a fresh start in her first true passion, sports. A huge sports fan with deep knowledge of the field, she landed a gig as a commentator on Out of Bounds, interviewing athletes. For the first time, it felt like she was living her dream. But reality hit hard. Almost every athlete she interviewed slid into her DMs that same night, trying to hook up. She had a strategy for that. She publicly exposed their messages on social media. But her problems didn't stop there. Mia was constantly recognized in public. Her face was one of the most instantly recognizable in the world. And sometimes, things got out of hand. At one point, she even had to physically fight off a guy who was harassing her for a photo. People didn't see her as a person. They thought they could say or do whatever they wanted. Then came an unbelievable moment. While attending an ice hockey game for work, she was hit in the chest by a flying puck. The impact damaged her breast implant. The internet, of course, went wild with jokes and memes. She soon quit sports commentary and turned to social media, especially TikTok, which was just starting to explode in popularity. She quickly built an audience, but most of the comments still revolved around her past. And then, things got even crazier. During Trump's first term, someone launched a petition demanding that Mia Khalifa be appointed as the US ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Yes, you heard that right. During a conference at Oxford University, Mia was introduced simply as an influencer, with no mention of her past. But the audience's questions quickly turned awkward. They only wanted to talk about her former career. In 2018, she met a Swedish chef named Robert Sandberg. Miraculously, he had no idea who she was. Maybe he had been living under a rock, or at the bottom of the ocean. They started dating and even launched a YouTube channel together, Robert and Mia, where they posted vlogs and Q&A videos. But when he eventually learned about her past, he struggled to handle it. They tried couples therapy, but in the end, their relationship fell apart. After the breakup, Mia launched her own YouTube channel, amassing over 900,000 subscribers. She tried everything: cooking, fitness, live streams. But no matter what she did, people never took her seriously. Because the truth is, Mia Khalifa fits every definition of an influencer. She makes a living off social media, produces content, hosts podcasts. She's everywhere. Yet no matter how much she tries to rebrand herself, her past always overshadows her present. She hasn't filmed anything since 2014, yet the internet won't let her move on. Whenever she shares an opinion, she gets instantly dismissed. Mia Khalifa might be the person who has tried the hardest to escape their online past. She's talented in so many areas, but the brutal reality is this: the internet never forgets. People get cancelled over an old tweet from 2012, a resurfaced video clip, or a leaked conversation. Once something is on the internet, it stays there forever, ready to resurface at any moment. Think of the internet as your permanent resume. But unlike a real resume, you can't edit it, and you can't lie. So if there's one lesson to take away from Mia Khalifa's story, it's this: never post anything online unless you're ready for it to follow you for the rest of your life. And if anyone understands that better than anyone, it's Mia Khalifa.